So, a lot of us can tell that we're not from planet Earth. All right. We just gonna start it like that. A lot of us know that we are not from planet Earth, that this is not our only planet. Outside of those of you who do feel now, like in your adulthood, um, as you navigate through your adulthood and as you see certain things, and if you're from America, you're seeing the circus of a country that we're experiencing. So you might have grown an awareness lately that's just like, Earth is ghetto, and I just cannot stand this place, and this is just too much, and what the heck am I doing here, right? You might have developed that over the years of your adulthood. But in this video, I am speaking about the people who, since birth, okay, the star seeds that were born into star sedum. Okay, I don't really like to use these terms, but I know that it's the easiest way to get us to understand what I'm talking about. So if you don't know what a star seed is, I'm basically going to be explaining that. And then, of course, you can do your research. There's plenty of videos on YouTube explaining star seeds. I'm not going to go all the way in with this whole like star seed thing because we are really at a time, or for those of you who don't know, when I share messages about the changes that are going to take place, I normally see them like 10 years ahead. This was something that was confirmed by even a shaman here in Senegal. He's the one. I knew it. I knew that I was sharing information that was happening ahead of time, but he's the one that said, yeah, like she sees too far ahead. Not too far like it's a bad thing, but pretty far. Anyways, so what was the point of me saying that? Shit, I forgot. Don't you start, flies. I swear they do not be worried about me until I start recording. This is for the individuals who, since birth, since your childhood, because there are two different types of non-planetary beings, or star seeds. And there are those of us who were like born into it, and there are those of us who later on through life, it's normally still in your childhood, but even as an adult, you get this download and this receiving of like, okay, I'm not supposed to be here. But it's not solely based on what's going on in the world, like you just being fed up. That is still a part of you understanding that you're not from here, because none of us are necessarily from planet Earth, in the sense that we have been to so many other planets outside of Earth, and there was a time that Earth did not exist. So before that, we were not from there. But what I'm talking about is the actual star seeds who were born into this and who experienced this deep knowing that Earth is not your planet, since you were really little, since as early as you can remember. Okay, the first sign that you are not from here or you are a star seed, there are those of us who either just came from another planet, or we really resonate with and did greater things on other planets. And we let me think how to say this. We come to the Earth experience with a mission to help awaken the consciousness, to do things that are either really painful or whatever, to be sacrificed, to be a part of the big change. Okay, so when you do reincarnate to have your Earth experience, if you are a star seed, you are having more of the experiences of the things that are helping to shift Earth, the things that are helping to awaken the Earthlings. Okay, and that is the definition of a star seed, because again, none of you guys are from Earth technically, and we've all experienced life on other planets. Okay, so the first thing is that you are the black sheep in your family. You know that you're not from here, and you know that you are a star seed if you are the black sheep. This is one clue that you are the black sheep. You do not fit in with your family. Even in your friend circle, you're like the oddest ball, and you are the nerdy one, or just the weird one. Those titles kind of interlock with each other when it comes to this black sheepness that you experience. Another way that you know that you're not from this planet or that you are a star seed is that you are extremely sensitive and you have been sensitive. This is not something that you just developed over, trauma through your child and adulthood. This is something that you have always been. Like, you were labeled the extra dramatic, sensitive child when you were a kid. My mom is probably watching this. So she will be in the comments to validate with you guys that if they had an award, if we were doing award shows on who is the most sensitive and dramatic in your family, I would have won every single year. Okay. Everyone knew I was like the most sensitive and dramatic child that anyone in my family had ever experienced in the history of their experiences. Like, this was just my title growing up. Like, so much that I remember being a kid and being like, if I ever have a daughter, I'm not going to call her sensitive and I'm not going to call her dramatic, because I understood, we're going to get into that, but I understood what it actually was. I just had to allow people to label me as this sensitive extra child. If you are this way, if you've been this way since you were a kid, it is because you are a star being. It is because you are not from this planet and you feel things so sensitively. This is your high intuition that you came here with, which is a direct open channel to the other side, so that you can get the information that you're supposed to get to do your Earth's mission, which is to help evolve the consciousness. I want to let you know that that is your Earth's mission, but I'm hearing that I also need to share that you don't actually do this mission to the degree that you're meant to until you fix yourself. Okay, that's going to be a whole nother video, but don't get caught up, Starseed, on being that member in your family and your circle that is breaking the cycle and that's coming through breaking your family curses, and then you think that you can do this in the right way, in a high vibrational way, without fixing yourself. You got to work on yourself. Okay. I have to do another video on that because there's a message that's been coming through to me for a minute about this subject here, but I'm not going to get into it right now. So yeah, you are highly insensitive. You're highly sensitive. You would most likely be considered an empath. You don't have to be, but the majority of you guys most likely are. And mind you, I want to say too that all of these signs that I'm going to give, you know that you are a star seed if you have at least like 2 or 3 of them. I might even say 3 or 4. Like, if you have the majority of these traits, if you resonate with the majority of these, you are a star seed. Ooh, and something else just came to me. You feel everything so deeply and you're picking up on so much because you actually have to in order for your mission to take place. Am I going to get into that? No, I'm not. So let me say that now. Your mission that is for you to help awaken the consciousness and the collective in your own special way. You need to be able to feel things deeply in order for you to do that. Those of us who come here, who are star beings and who end up really shifting consciousness, who end up really making an impact. And these are people who are speakers and they are unapologetic and all these other things. You become that way because of your sensitivity. Now, your sensitivity can also make you feel timid and shy, and this is just a part of the hero man's journey, which I will probably do another video on what the hero man's journey is if you do not know what that is. So we can't get into everything. Okay, let's focus. Okay, from a child, right? From being a child, you know that some things are really off with Earth. From being a child, this is not your adulthood, because of course you know once you become an adult if you are paying any attention. But I mean, as a vessel who should really not know much of what's going on at all, you just so happen to have known, this is weird, guys. This is crazy. This is not normal. This is how y'all do it. Like, you literally have thoughts and you say things like, and I'm speaking about your child self. Again, you have had thoughts and you used to say things when you were a kid like, this is what it like. we doing it like so we put the thing in the, we got to do that, we got to go there, and this is how we do it, because it's almost like a shocker for you. Like you may have even had moments when you were really young, if you think back, where you were kind of like, whoa, like wow, like I'm really in my body and this is really real and I'm really having this experience and this is crazy. I used to have these thoughts all the time. All the time I was like completely blown away by my existence in my body. And I was very aware that this was not my first time. For those of you who don't know, I have been an intuitive or a channeler since I was a young kid. So that's why these things are so fresh on my memory. It was like it was this morning. I very clearly remember feeling really off. I always knew when things were not right, like when there was toxicity or like just the communication amongst adults. I just always knew as a kid, really, I just always knew this is not right. And to the point where one time my aunt even shared with me something that I do not remember telling the adults in my family, but she said that I would walk in the room. She said that my mom and her friends and they would be getting ready and stuff. And she said that I would walk in the room and I would be like, it is not supposed to be like this, guys. It's not supposed to go like this. This is not how it's supposed to go. It doesn't have to go like this. Now, I remember having those thoughts all the time, like every week, every month. You know, time is so different when you're a kid, but it was very often, very frequently that I would understand that it doesn't have to be like this and that it's more complicated than it has to be. And I was so like, I not really disgusted, but disappointed. And I was like, I just felt like we don't do this on my planet. Like it's not this complicated. So I was really happy to hear my aunt say that. She actually told me that before I came here because it gave me really good confirmation and validation into who I am. And you know, you have these experiences as a kid and you kind of like, did that even really happen? Like, am I tripping? Not that I had those thoughts at all, because like I said, it's very clear in my mind of what this was for me. But I just never knew that I had actually said that out loud. That's something that I do not remember, is actually sharing it with the adults, which is really funny because I can tell you a lot of things that I understood and knew about adults back then. And so, like, no telling, no telling what else I've shared with someone. Another one is that you just have this sense of knowing that you're not from here. Like you just you just know. Like the knowing, which Claire is that? Is that Claire Cognate, Claire Sinton, Clarence? One of them Claires, okay? The most difficult Claire is the Claire to know. The reason why is because you don't know why you know. And I can attest to how challenging it is to live with this particular Claire, and you have no idea, this clairvoyance or claircognizance, and you have no idea how you know. So with this, you just have this knowing that Earth is not your only planet. You feel like you are missing home. Like you literally, as a child growing up throughout your teenage and adult years, you have just been like, man, like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not at home. You just like, I miss somebody and I don't even know who. You have your memory. And really, essentially that's what a star seed is. A star seed, because we all again are not from here, okay? But star seeds come with more of the memory. Star seeds come with more of the feeling and the intuitive knowing and literally some of the memory. I have some memory of my other lives very clearly. I have some knowing of other lives that I lived. And I always have had these knowings since I was a child. And star seeds are the ones who come here with that feeling, or like myself, with that memory of knowing these things as a child, or of just literally knowing these things. And so yeah, you just miss home. Sometimes you might have moments where you look in the sky and you're looking up at the moon and you're just like, dang, like you just kind of get this sadness and also this peace, because you feel like, without even realizing it, you feel like beyond this particular time and space, you belong over there. Like you belong on that side of the universe. And so that is a very common knowing or clue that you're not from Earth. Like this is not your only, this is not your planet. You're a star seed. You are highly intuitive, which I kind of touched on without everybody realizing when I talked about sensitivity, because sensitivity is intuition. You are sensitive, you have anxiety, you've always experienced this because you are highly intuitive. This is mediumship. It is the biggest clue that you are a medium, is having that hypersensitivity, that empathic response. Doesn't mean you have to be an empath, but you have that response and you have that super sensitivity. So you are highly intuitive. That means that you, throughout your life, you've gotten things right without knowing. People kind of know you. Like when I'm saying for this particular subject, I mean like everybody has intuition, but you boo, you like people are like, hey, I'm gonna ask so and so because they be knowing what they be like. They be getting it right. For somehow, I don't know how, but I be getting it right. You feel like, oh my God, I don't know what it is, but I am so accurate. I don't know what it is, but I get these visions and they come true. I get these feelings that something bad is happening and it really ends up happening. Those kind of things. This is another sign, another clue that you are a star being, that you are not from this planet. If you are easily irritated by human ways, okay? By human nuances, okay? Now, again, this is why I say that in order for you to define if you are truly a star seed, if you're truly not from this planet, you need to know that you need at least half of these traits. So if you are just irritated and you are highly intuitive, that ain't going to cut it. It's too much. It's so much deeper than that. You have way too many other things going on inside of you when you have come here as a star seed. So it's not just that you're irritated, but a part of all of what I already explained, you, if you're honest with yourself, then you know that you have this irritation about people. Like, and you've probably had this since you were a kid, since you were sitting back like, this is not right, this doesn't make sense, this is not how it goes. You kind of have this impatience with humans. And for those of you who listen to Bashar, you can kind of see how Bashar is. It looks like he's coming off impatient, but they're really just not from this planet. And they're just like, really, like, the intelligence that we have here is very high for who we are, but very low for who others are and who you have been and who you truly are in another time and space. So that part of you that is an expansion of yourself, your higher or your inner self, that's the self that gets irritated. That's the self that just be like what?
What are you talking about?
Where and how? Like, where did you feel like this made sense at? Like, why did you? And again, like, you'll be knowing things, you don't even know how you know that it's supposed to work out this way, or that it could go this way, or that this is the route of ease. You don't even know how you know this, but you are looking at people's scenarios and things that are happening in the world, and you're just like, we would never do this on my planet. We would never do this. And going into that further a little bit, you kind of battle with acceptance, like accepting how humans are and what humans do. It doesn't mean that you don't love humans or your human experience, but it does mean that even if you are the most positive person, um, you just still have this part of you that's just like, y'all don't see how y'all can't see how easy this could be. Like, are y'all tricking me? Like, so you really don't know how to put a stop to war. Like, okay, so you really don't know how we can put an end to this. Like, you're just like you're blown away by the lower vibration of our consciousness, or how it has been um forever, since in the past. I have to say that because it's changing. It is changing, guys. It is changing, but yeah, you just feel some kind of way about it. And honestly, it took me a really long time. I'm speaking a good 31 years of my earth experience for me to go into accepting. Now, mind you, I've always had a more positive mindset. I've always been optimistic and been able to switch my perspective. And I really thank my guides for really always guiding me to understand our earth experience. And I think that that has really helped me with the way that I perceive things and the way I handle my problems. But at the same time, it has definitely taken me all these years for me to accept, like really truly accept, and even really just I don't want to say enjoy, because in the past before that I had moments of enjoyment here, but to really like love my human experience, it took me a while because I was just like, I, I'm just not from here. Like, I'm just like, y'all bugging. This is so ghetto. Y'all bugging. Like, oh my God. So the last clue to tell that you are not from this planet or you are a starseed being is that you are a light worker or a healer. Okay, you are a light worker, which means that it means that people see your light. It means that people see your light, whether you open your mouth or not. People know that you can help them. People know that you have a solution for whatever their problem is inside of you, and they naturally want to pour out to you. They naturally want to tell you, so that you can assist them. And you also have this urge or this feeling that you can assist, that you can actually help people with their problems, whatever that may be. That is the definition of a light worker. Okay, a healer in the sense that you might help people heal from their traumas. You might help them heal from their actual health issues, and these two things are just traits that go along with you being a star seed or not being from this planet, because that is one of the reasons why you're here again. You're here to heal. You're here to help people heal from their traumas and to be that light worker, to be that light for people as everyone is being guided, including yourself. But while everyone is being guided through the darkness, okay? So that is it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please hit that thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you think that you might be a star seed or not from this planet, if you've had any of these feelings. And someone is knocking on my door. Host, hold on. And also share this video if you feel like this was helpful. I don't care if it's just one person that sees this video and it helps to validate who they are, or it helps them to understand that they're not really what they didn't think they were. Then please share this video. I love you guys. I thank you. I appreciate you. Until next time, peace out.
I see you in the moonlight dancing, yeah. Only need one chance, girl, right here. One night stand, please don't have fear.